Again, I'm telling you, bro, if you can figure out how to rob a bank or you feel me, do a certain illegal activity without people ever suspecting, I promise you that you could study chemistry and get at least a C. So, for the majority of my life, I've been told that a person could pretty much either be street smart or book smart. Now, for the people who, for some reason, don't know what that is, book smart is like, when you're academically smart. You go to school, you get good grades, the teacher loves you because you do all your homework. People like nerds. Hey, look, I'm just telling you, there is nothing wrong with being a nerd. Because I don't know if you knew, but nerds rule the world. And even if you're a nerd and say like somebody's making fun of you now for being a nerd, just know that eventually in the future, when you feel me, when you get that degree, that good job, they'll regret that. Now, on the other side of the spectrum, there are people who are street smart. And people who possess this certain type of smarts are generally looked at to be like thugs. Not to be harsh, but usually people who look something like this. If your upbringing was similar to mine, you probably heard that a person is usually only proficient at one. And for a long time, I thought that this was true. I thought that it was either predetermined by God that you were either going to be good at academics or that you were going to be proficient at robbing people. But as I've gotten older and started to talk with more and more different types of groups, I've realized that there's really no such thing as street smarts or book smarts. There's just being smart. I was having a conversation and we were talking about criminals. And I was saying how, honestly, criminals, if you really think about it, they're some of the smartest people in the world. I mean, look at your favorite bank robbing movie. Unless you are watching something like Set It Off or something like that, where in the end, pretty much everybody dies and nobody gets away. So let's imagine we looking at a criminal movie where, it actually goes successfully. The criminals who actually do things and they get away successfully are really, really smart. It takes a lot of smartness to be able to like rob a bank and not get caught. Now, just a disclaimer, I am not encouraging you to rob a bank because I promise you, nowadays is pretty much no way to get away with it. And honestly, now I feel like for any like major crime you do, it's pretty much no way to get away with it unless you like live like a nomad and retreat to Mexico. And I don't know if you've seen Mexico lately, but I don't think you want to go to Mexico. But anyway, seeing criminals made me think like a lot of people, including myself, who are proficient at academics, wouldn't be able to do some of the things that these criminals were able to think of. I feel like a lot of people who think they're just street smart don't even realize like what they're using their brain to do. And they'll sit there for 16 hours a day trying to figure out how they could be the biggest kingpin of the city, but they won't spend 3 hours looking at a book and don't realize that going to school is like much easier than robbing a bank or trying to get away with unaliving somebody. Have you ever thought about trying to get away with unaliving somebody? It's pretty hard. For the majority of my life, people told me that I was book smart and I didn't have any street smarts or common sense, as they like to say it. Could you have guessed that I was in the book smart category? It's not like anything would have gave away in my room that I'm like some type of nerd. What? Huh? Well, this is awkward. But anyway, for a long time, I thought I was incapable at becoming proficient at certain things. Not that I wanted to become proficient at anything that involved the streets in any capacity. Because I ain't gonna lie, am I scary? Just a little bit.
And if you ask me, am I a little bit? Catch my drift? Not all the way.
Just to keep it a buck, just a lot bit. And you feel me? Me in the streets, we don't miss. Nothing about the lifestyle, nothing about me goes with it. But when I say I couldn't be proficient at it, I mean in terms of like a lot of physical work. Like things like working on your car, or I don't really know nothing else that is like a non-street example of a physical thing that you can do. I don't know, like working around your house or something, fixing the toilet, I don't know, what do men do? I thought like I didn't have the skill set to be good at those things, but I realized over time that I just wasn't good at them because I like never really cared about it. It's really all about what you gravitate to and what you kind of have an interest in. But I will tell you one thing, if you are very street smart or you are very academically smart, there is no reason why you can't be smart in the other boat. I understand that, like, even in terms of like academics, somebody could be good at one subject and they could be bad at another. But in this case, it's the overall subject is life. So to make an academic analogy, that would be like me saying I could read, but I just can't read this genre of a book. Doesn't make much sense, does it? Because nothing about this argument makes sense. I don't know why people even say this, because I feel like all it does is discourage people. Because I know a lot of people who would think they are more on the street smart side, think they are just mentally incapable of being proficient at academics, which is not true at all. Again, I'm telling you, bro, if you can figure out how to rob a bank or, you feel me, do a certain illegal activity without people ever suspecting, I promise you that you could study chemistry and get at least a C. Because the amount of effort that you had to put into that, if you put it into a book, I promise you'll get a passing grade. This doesn't go for people who get caught. If you're dumb, you're just dumb. Quite honestly, in present era, doing anything that's against the law is dumb. Because statistics show they're probably going to catch you. Unless, again, you do what I said earlier and you flee to Mexico. If you look up a show on Max called How I Almost Got Away With It, it shows you how hard it is to actually get away with doing things like this. Anyway, the real big point of this video is to realize that there's no like genetic predisposition to somebody being smart in one area. If you put your mind to something, you could accomplish it. If people think you're street smart, but you want to go to college, you can do it. Trust me. There is absolutely nothing in this world that you can't do or that you can achieve if you don't just put your mind to it. All it takes is for you to believe in yourself. And breaking news, nobody's going to believe in you until you believe in yourself. You got to be the first person to believe in you. Because whenever that back's against the wall and nobody believes in you again, guess who you're going to have to call on? You. Again, there's no such thing as a street smart. There's no such thing as a book smart. There's just being smart. If you got this far in the video, thank you for watching. I appreciate everybody who takes time out their day to watch my videos. Again, I enjoy making these videos and I enjoy that it has some sort of positive impact on people. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. See you next time.